or good afternoon, or good evening, or good night, whenever you're watching this. I'm Roger Urban. My compadre to the right is Paul W. Marino, and we are going to discuss the Retirees Club. I've been a member of Retirees Club now for quite a while, and I have to tell you, it is a very, very good organization. There's a lot of camaraderie, good folks. I've not seen an argument yet. We have good discussion, and we try to do good things. We meet once a month, and now we're meeting at
the first Thursday of each month at 10 a.m.
At what time?
10 a.m.
10 a.m. at
the Spitzer Center.
At the Spitzer Center. So if you're interested in our retirees, are a retiree or an retiree, whichever is proper, please try to attend. You might like it and you might join. It's a good bunch of folks, and we have, I think, a good program and a good group.
Mm-hmm.
A very amiable and amicable group. I've yet to see a fight break out or even an argument.
And this time it will be May 4th.
May 4th is the next meeting at the
Mary Spitzer Center.
At what time, Paul?
10 a.m.
At 10 a.m. Okay? So please try to...
I am so good for something.
That's true. Please try to attend if you're interested, and see if you might like it. I think you will. Paul, anything to...
Well, we should also note that we have speakers come in.
Yes.
Each month.
Hopefully.
Yes, and to tell the truth, I do not have one arranged for May yet, but, well, you know, I jumped on it initially and got speakers for 3 months, and so now everyone is expecting me to keep up that hectic pace.
It's a welcome chore, Paul, and you do a good job. Speakers have been great. After a while, it gets to be slim pickings, you know?
Yeah.
But we manage. I think maybe we should talk with the mayor and see if she'd like to attend one time.
Mm-hmm. Well, of course, we've been working at that for, what, 6 months now?
At least.
Yeah, and she's very busy. But I don't think there's any reason why we couldn't get someone from the city.
I agree.
I do intend to go and talk to the fire department.
Yeah, and Public Works, that might be a good, interesting show. I think did we have the ambulance group on?
Yes, yeah, we did have them. We also had the Northern Berkshire Community Coalition.
Okay.
And Hoosick River Revival.
All right, and it's reviving.
Oh, yes.
Haven't seen much of it, but it is reviving.
Well, it has to be done slowly, but the big news is that we got government money to get a study done by the Army Corps of Engineers, who have to approve everything that's done.
Right.
I know that people were in favor of this until Irene swept through, and for the first time in living memory, we saw the flood protection chutes filled almost to 100% capacity. And then everyone was against it. Oh, they want to take away the chutes. Well, we don't want to take away the chutes. And if we did anything that the Army Corps of Engineers disagreed with, we would be literally on our own.
Right.
So what we really need to do is get the Army Corps of Engineers to look at the river and look at our plans. Because when the chutes were built, starting in the late 1950s, 1958, when I was 4 years old, the chutes were still under construction. And what the Corps did was they attacked it from a let's just get it done area. And today, they wouldn't do that. If the chutes were being built today, they would factor in the health of the river, which sounds weird, but what the chutes do now, they get as much water through them as they ever did, but it's shallow and it's running through concrete that heats it, so fish cannot live in it.
Oh, better no fish than a big flood.
Well, that's partly true. That was the attitude taken in the 1950s.
And rightly so.
But today, they have to factor in the health of the river. So today, it's possible to make it run like a natural river and still have flood protection. Now, if you look at the walls, they are like this right now. But if you angled them at 45 degrees, not only would you still have flood protection, it would increase their volume dramatically. So if you angle them, at 45 degrees and put in steps, going down gradual levels, then we could have access to the river. People to dabble their feet in it, to go fishing, possibly boating. We don't, well, probably not boating, but we would have access to the river, and it would be a benefit to the city and not just an eyesore, which it is now. Now, also consider that the chutes were built with a 50-year lifespan. Well, as I say, they were under construction when I was 4 years old. I'm 69 now. So those chutes are past their, are already past their life expectancy.
They were built well.
Yeah, but we also have sections of the wall that are falling down. Okay. And in Willow Dell in particular, it was discovered that for reasons entirely unknown today, the builders skimped on materials. They were supposed to use rebar, which is an L-shaped piece of metal. And the upper part goes into the wall, and the lower part goes into the floor. But then there's some other L's, with this part going into the wall and this part going into the bank. So it braces it from both sides. And in Willow Dell, it was discovered that the ones in the back were not put in. So the ones that were facing into the river rusted away at the joining point, and the walls have started to fall. This is something that has to be fixed.
And who would ramrod that, Paul?
Well, we're hoping that we can get the the Army Corps of Engineers to come in again and
No, I
rebuild
mean,
them.
who would request that?
That would have to come from the city.
I.e. the mayor and the city council. To the best of my knowledge, it's not a subject that they're dealing with right now. I haven't heard it.
No, they're not. But this is one thing that the Hoosick River Revival was established to address. So not only do we need a new and improved flood protection system, we also need something that addresses the health of the river to make it flow like a natural river.
That may be hard to do. That may be hard to do. But when I said who would ramrod this thing, I mean bring it to the attention of the Corps of Engineers.
Well, that is what Hoosick River Revival is doing. We are bringing it to their attention. But, of course, it takes money.
Of course.
And the Hoosick River Revival is very much involved in raising the money to bring it to the Corps of Engineers to come up with some ideas for new designs so that we can make the river not just safe, but make it a more aesthetically pleasing for the city and its visitors.
I spent some time living in the San Antonio area. We lived right on the outskirts of the city. San Antonio had a similar problem. There's a river that runs through the center of the city, and it would flood and wipe out businesses and what have you. It's a bigger river than we have. The Corps of Engineers came in and did a beautiful job with it. If you walk along the Riverwalk, is what they call it now, they made it a tourist attraction.
Oh yeah, they're doing that in a lot of cities.
Yeah, and it's really, really blossomed. You have businesses that have built up along that walkway, restaurants and gift shops and things of this sort, and other businesses.
Yeah, and there's no reason why we can't do the same thing here, but first we need a new set of chutes.
When I asked you who is ramrodding this thing, I meant to the Corps of Engineers. Who in this city is responsible for bringing it to their attention?
I'm not sure that anyone in the city is responsible.
Well, then how about this group that you're touting?
Hoosick River Revival is doing it.
They've contacted the engineers.
Yes.
And the response?
Well, as I said, we have the money to fund a study by the Corps of Engineers. Once that study is done, then we need to look in raising money to get it done, including state and federal money.
Okay.
And it's happening.
No one has, I don't think the public knows that.
Well,
I've seen nothing in the paper.
Oh, yeah, things have been announced, but here's the thing.
How are they announced? Somebody walking down Main Street and announcing it with a megaphone?
No,
they
they issue press releases.
Haven't seen them.
Well, look at this studio. This studio has been in this location for, I think 8 years. Some people think we're still in Heritage State Park, where we were for 20 years. When we were there, a lot of people still thought we were at Adelphia at Hodges Crossroad. And
What's
to
that
this
got
day,
to do with the river? Let's stay on the river.
well, because this is the way people think. Word is out there about the studio, but how many people come in to make use of it?
I have no idea.
Very few.
I have no idea.
Very few. So The Hoosick River Revival holds public meetings. They issue press releases, and
So, whoa, stop right there. Who have they issued them to? I haven't seen one in the paper.
well, they go to the Eagle. They also go to Berkshire's, which is, and of course, we don't have as many newspapers as we used to.
I understand
We
that.
used to have the Eagle, the Transcript, the Advocate, and those were all purchased by one company who decided to get rid of the two smaller ones.
Makes sense.
So now we have to rely on the Eagle. But of course, we also have Berkshire's, and these stories have shown up there.
If you say so.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you another little story about how much people pay attention. When I was in the Historical Society, a group of people from Notre Dame asked us to put together a mystery tour for them. And they really liked it. And, we do a lot of other tours too. We do cemetery walks. We do Main Street walks. And, oh, well, you ought to publicize those.
I agree.
And
that's the point I'm making.
I said we do. We put it in the transcript. Well, I don't read the transcript. Oh, well, we put it in the Eagle. I don't read the Eagle. Well, we also put it in the Advocate. I don't listen to the read the Advocate. Well, we also put it on the radio. I don't listen to the radio. What's left? Are we supposed to shout it from the housetops?
Yep, if need be.
Well,
obviously, I can't remember how when I came back to this area, but I haven't seen much. I read the paper, I watch the local TV, but I haven't seen a hell of a lot about it. Matter of fact, I've seen zip about it. If I want to be honest with you.
Well, if you'd been there at the meeting when
Forget the
when
meeting.
she spoke, no, we can't forget the meeting because the meeting is why we're here. If you had been there at the meeting, you would have heard an earful.
When was the meeting?
That was 2 months ago, I think.
That wasn't publicized, was it?
We publicized it on this show.
Okay. Was it publicized in the paper?
That I don't remember. I'm going to say no.
Okay, you just made my point. I think what we have here is a failure to communicate, to quote.
That could well be.
To quote-
But while we're on the subject of communicating, remember that we are meeting on Thursday, May 4th at 10 a.m. at the Spitzer Center. And if you are of retirement age and you think you'd like to sit down with a bunch of fun retirees, please come to our meeting. And if you like what you see, consider becoming a member. The dues are low. They are, I believe, $15 per year.
That's right. And you get to meet a lot of great people.
Yes,
you really
indeed.
do. We have a good membership. We are starting to have a few more ladies than we've had in the past. Matter of fact, when we first started, we had zip, none. And I guess the word got out that, yeah, we'd like to have ladies, and they're more than welcome. It's not an old man's society.
Yeah.
So we are growing a little bit. It's slow. It's a slow growth.
Yeah, we are looking for female members as well as male members.
Again, publicity, not only on this show, but I haven't seen anything in the newspaper.
Well, don't forget, we also put out posters to each of the senior centers.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Florida, North Adams, Cheshire, Clarksburg, Williamstown.
Savoy?
I'm not sure Savoy has a senior center.
I don't know. Wow, I meant to publicize it. But our group covers not only North Adams, Williamstown, but we also cover the southern portion of Vermont.
Yes.
And up
Pownell
to
and
Pownell
Stamford.
and then up in the hill country, our hill country. Anyhow, so that that concludes our speech about the club, so to say. The club is a very good club. I joined quite a few years ago and had the honor of being a president for a year, actually 2 years. It's a great organization. We have a lot of fun. We are good people. We have people that are interested in the community, in each other. And I think you would enjoy it if you like belonging to a group that's interested in things. I mean, our interests go, you name it. You name it. We try to have a speaker at each meeting. We had a speaker come in to discuss model planes that he builds, and cars and trucks and things like that. Very interesting. We also have old, I won't use the word, like myself, who talk about our experiences. It's a good group. If you have any interest whatsoever, try to attend one meeting. If it's not of your liking, fine. If it is, be free to join. We would love to have you.
And for that matter, if you want information, you can call 413-652-0590. I believe that's Doug Greenlaw's number.
Okay.
And if there's anyone who personifies enthusiasm, it's Doug.
I agree.
So we have 6 minutes remaining for this show. How
You're kidding.
wonderful.
You're kidding. It flew by.
Yeah, well, I told you it does.
Well, it did. Well, we shan't talk about books today then.
Not until we do our proper,
Yeah.
our own show.
Right. Anyhow, if you have any comments regarding something you'd like us to discuss, send a note in. You got the address there?
No.
No. Call Paul. Don't call me because my line is perpetually busy lately. For obvious
Yes,
reasons.
telemarketers just love him.
Not only that, they want me to buy COVID kits. We have COVID kits. Well, I've got COVID kits. I've had 15 calls. And the interesting thing is, they all come up with a local telephone exchange number. I don't know how they do it, but they do it. It's mind-blowing, and it's nerve-wracking. And I think I've blown out a few people's ears because I got a whistle. And when I get tired of them, I put that whistle into their ear. And hopefully some of them need hearing aids afterwards. I don't know. But I'm tired of them. Ought to be a law. Ought to be a law. We have 4 minutes and 23 seconds to go, Paul.
Oh, dear me.
What would you like to add?
What would I like to add? Well, you know, when you say there ought to be a law, there used to be a Sunday cartoon along those lines that I can only dimly remember.
I don't remember at all. Didn't watch a lot of TV in those days.
Oh, no, cartoons in the newspapers.
Oh, I thought you meant on TV. Okay. Speaking of newspapers.
That's why I said in the Sunday newspaper.
Speaking of newspapers, we have what? 2 newspapers available?
One.
We have we don't have the transcript anymore. That's true.
That's right.
We have the Eagle, the Berkshire Eagle.
As some friends of mine in South County call it, the Beagle.
It is. Okay, that was a good one. The legal Beagle.
Yes.
The Beagle's legal. All right. Folks, if you have any thoughts or any subject matter you'd like to have us discuss, please give us a call at some time. The number is there for our show, but feel free to try to get in touch with the station or Paul or myself if you have to, and give us a topic you'd like to have discussed. We'd be more than interested to attempt
Well,
to
of
do
course,
it.
mostly we are here to try to publicize our group, which is the
Northern Berkshire Retirees Club.
Oh, you can't say it better than that.
True. I have practiced it.
And when do we meet, pray tell?
Once a month.
Once a month. And when is that we meet each
I
month?
don't know.
Well, I believe it's the first Thursday of each month.
That's probably
at
correct.
10 a.m. And I'm getting a signal coming in. Oh, my ESP is in fine fettle.
Well, I better
beep,
get here quickly.
Beep, beep, beep.
We're almost out of time.
Yeah, we meet at the Spitzer Center, the Mary Spitzer Center.
On Ashland Street.
Yes, it's a very merry meeting. Sorry, I couldn't resist that.
Try.
It's too late, I've already done it.
Okay.
So, 10 a.m., if you are a retiree of either sex, you can be male or female, but especially if you're female and you're interested or think you're interested, please come to our meeting on Thursday, May 4 at 10 a.m. at the Spitzer Center. And if you like what you see, consider becoming a member. The dues are low, $15 a year.
Right.
Notice how I said that in a low voice.
And trust me, the $15 a year probably won't even cover the coffee and donuts you can consume it at 1 or 2 meetings. You know? But it's a good group. Come join us, please. We'd love to have you.
So thank you very much, and we will see you next month here on Northern Berkshire Retirees Club.
Bye-bye.